What is going on, guys? It's your boy SB, also Bennett, and today we have the top 5 budget decks in today's format. And in Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment, the meta at the moment is very ABC, Paleozoic, Metalfoes kind of oriented. And because the other day the top 5 listed very, very well, I thought it was a good idea just to make another top 5 list. And if you guys like these sort of videos, make sure to put in the comment section below what you enjoy about them, just so I can see, and what other top 5s you want to see. So anyway, without further ado, let's go into the list. And beforehand, I want to mention why ABC is not on this list. I know ABC is extremely cheap, but I wanted to try and avoid the meta as much as possible because I don't want people just to buy decks, then just they get hit on the list. I mean, ABC is a top meta deck. I don't know if it's going to get a hefty hit or even get hit at all, but whatever happens, happens. And to be honest, I tried to just avoid the meta as much as possible. So that's why ABC is not on the list. However, if it was, it'd probably be at number 1. But anyway, let's go at number 5, and we have Kozmo. And Kozmo was one of my favorite decks that I've built because the fact that Kozmo is so strong, so annoying to play against, and just really fun. It's like a complete pain in the ass. And it was previously a meta deck before Dark Destroyer was hit to 1 and Italy was put to 1, but still is a very good deck because like it just makes it, you can't target the cards. Like, what? That's the most annoying part. You can't target the ships. Like, what's it? Dark Destroyer, Dark Planet, Dark Eclipser, Forerunner. These can't get hit. And the one thing that's so good is those are the boss monsters. There is no one boss monster. The boss monsters are the high level bastards that are really hard to get rid of. And that's why I love the Cosmos so much, is because the Cosmos are just really annoying to play against. There's always there's some counterplay, but always a way to just get rid of everything, and it's just really fun. I mean, it's not really reliant on extra deck either, which is why I love it as well, because like the only kind of extra deck cards you would use is Leviair the Sea Dragon and Cyber Dragon Infinity. And if you have Cyber Dragon Infinity, chuck it in this deck and you'll just love seeing your opponents cry. So really fun. And now Allure of Darkness is at 3, so even more awesome. So that is why Cosmos are at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Cyber Angels, and the Cyber Angels go back to the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX era, back when rituals and all these old school types of cards were played. And I love the Cyber Angels. I think they're really good. With the Ritual Sanctuary making both the Cyber Angels, ritual cards searchable, it's just absolutely incredible what you can do with this. And you can even mix it up with Herald and Saphira, and Herald of Perfection is a complete asshole to play against. Honestly, I absolutely hate that card, but it's really funny to watch your opponent cry if you play this deck. Very fun, very annoying as well. So I love the whole fact with Cyber Angels. I think it's a really good archetype and also very affordable. The only kind of expensive cards in the deck is kind of Cyber Angel Benton and Ritual Sanctuary, but the cards are going down very quickly at the moment, so still you could probably get a very affordable prices on all of those. Apart from that, the rest of the stuff is relatively cheap, and it also can go well with the Necros if you're able to try and find a way to make it work. I mean, loads of people have on YouTube and Yugioh. If you can make it work with Necros, you can also chuck in like Necros of Brionic, Necros of Trish, Unicorn, all these cards, and it just makes the deck even more stronger and just makes your opponent want to kill themselves, which I find absolutely hilarious. And it's overall just a completely amazing archetype, non-extra deck reliant, similar to the Cosmos, and it's just really fun. Anyway, number 3, we have Lightsworns, and Lightsworns is arguably one of my favorite archetypes that has ever existed. So fun. And to be fair, there are so many ways of building them as well, which is the best part about it. There's no, I'm going to build like pure Lightsworn, I'm going to build this Lightsworn, that Lightsworn. There's no one-sided. It's how you want to play your Lightsworns. Like, what if I looked at my friend who plays Lightsworn's deck, I would think like, wait, what? Why is he playing this? Why is he playing that? He plays me against it and he's just completely shafted me. But each Lightsworn deck can be different to one another. I mean, Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss, goes so well with the deck. I mean, it's actually got to the stage where now I play Tour Guide of the Underworld in the deck, very strangely, and 3 Farfars, which is absolutely incredible and really does well in the deck. And there's no one side. It goes very well with rank 4 spams. You can proxy Minerva if you get the opportunity to. I mean, I have a Japanese Minerva and I just use this deck at locals. It's just really, really fun to use. But it's just a really, really good deck. And Raiden reprinted is just even better. So, I just think Lightsworn is an amazing deck at number 3. But now coming in at number 2 is a deck that I have never owned, but hate playing against because it's a complete pain to play against. Trains. Okay, so hear me out. Trains is a very interesting archetype, also known as the railway archetype. It's just so good. And one of the cheapest decks on this list. No questions. This deck is extremely cheap. When I mean extremely cheap, I mean you could probably pick up the whole deck for £20, which again is so damn cheap. Again, it is kind of extra deck reliant, but the extra deck is so affordable, it's ridiculous. Like Super Dora and Gustav Max, you could probably pick up 3 of each for about £5, £6. It's so cheap. And like with Heavy Freight Train, Derricrane being like a common, Revolving Switchyard common, all these cards commons, it's just so cheap, all of them. And like the new Night Express Night and special schedule is just really good with the deck and works very well with the kaijus, and one of the only decks that works with Shadows. And as stupid as it sounds, it works with Shadows. I find it so cool that it works with the Shadows, and the fact that it's not just attack reliant, it can burn your opponent to death. I mean, like I played against someone who got 2 Gustav Maxes out in 1 turn in attack position, and if you don't know Gustav Max's attack, it has 3k. So he had 2 3k Gustav Maxes and burned me for 4,000, because when you detach one, you can burn 2,000 life points from your opponent, and you can do that on each one once per turn. So that's 4,000 life points in 1 turn, and then 1 direct attack with both of those, and I've just gone down the drain and lost the game. It's amazing. And with the kaijus as well, you're really just not allowing your opponent to play Yu-Gi-Oh, and I love that. The Trains is at number 2 for that reason. But before we get into the number 1 spot, here are a few honorable mentions. So firstly, we have the Ultra Athletes, and the Ultra Athletes, similar to things like Burning Abyss and stuff, was indirectly hit, however, with Rotor now at 1, and with Monarch Stormforth at 1, because it worked well with Monarch Stormforth. Ultra Athletes, again, still very strong, very fun as well. Goes really well with cards like Hat Tricker and Heroic Challengers as well. It's really strong deck and really fun, not extra deck reliant, and extremely cheap as well. So if you want to try out the Ultra Athletes, no harm in trying. Next up is the kaijus. A reason I did not put the kaijus on this is because, as I mentioned in the train part of the deck, the list, kaijus go very well with other decks. I mean, it goes well with the trains, goes well with Yusenjus, as well as the Gradles. So I find these cards are more side decky, not main decky, so that's why kaijus are on here. Next up is the Pure Burning Abyss. Again, Pure Burning Abyss is relatively cheap now with loads of gold rares, but was hit with Seer now at 1, and Graph at 1, and Beatrice at 1, so that's why it's not on the list anymore. And it goes better with PK Fire, and PK Fire isn't exactly very cheap, and Terratop most likely getting hit next list. I don't think Burning Abyss is an extremely amazing deck anymore. Still fun, still good, but still not like top tier. Next up is the Metal Foes. Metal Foes, again, still very strong, but to be fair, with the new support that came out recently, unless you can afford those and get like the expensive cards, it's no point in really playing just the Metal Foes alone, because you're just kind of missing out on their true potential. But if you can play them with the Magispectors, then there's no harm in using them, because the Metal Foe engines are really strong. Next up is the Mars Heroes. Again, similar to Metal Foes, it goes well with Totally Awesome and Bahamut Shark with Tin Goldfish and Bubble Man at 3. It's just you're kind of missing out at their true potential if you're just running pure Mask Heroes. I mean, still very strong. I still use them, but I use them with Destiny Heroes a little bit different. But I find you're just missing out a bit if you're not using the totally awesome part of it, but still very good if you don't own it. But coming in at number 1 is an archetype that I've been spamming out 24/7, is one of my favorite decks at the moment, which is Shiranui. Shiranui zombies are just phenomenal. And I don't want to sound like that guy from Team Samurai X by saying phenomenal, but the deck is absolutely phenomenal. It's really, really strong, really fun as well. And that's one thing I love about this deck, is the fact that like it's so much diversity with what you can do with the deck. Like it's so many synchro spams. Like Unizombie is so broken in this deck with the amount of times you can dump your Mizukis and your hand to the graveyard and really just get a ton of different cards out on the field, like synchro cards. Like you can get like the Clear Wing, the Crystal Wings, and Shogun Saga, and even go into like Leo, which is really, really good in this deck, and I love that. I find that Mizuki is really strong, and with the instant fusion, you can go into really good rank 4 spams as well, which is really, really strong. And I like the fact that Solitaire searches, and that's the one thing that I find that's good about this deck, is it's so concise with the searches, because Solitaire, you can tribute itself or another zombie just to get out a different zombie. So you can get out you can tribute the Solitaire to go into, say, a Uni zombie, which is most likely what you're going to do, and have a Solitaire at the ready to be banished, so you can summon that back out and go into either rank 4 plays, level 8 plays, all these different plays. And it's so good. There are so many engines that go well with the deck as well, like the Brilliant Fusion engine, which is one I'm using at the moment, which I find absolutely phenomenal with the deck. Really, really good, really strong. And the Lightsworn engine, if you can't afford that, and afford the Brilliant Fusion engine, which is extremely cheap. And the new Pot of Acquisitiveness goes really, really well with it, and I love that. There's so much new diversity with the deck. But you might be thinking, well, wait, hold on. You've completely forgot about Psyframe Lord Omega. Yeah, I know Psyframe Lord Omega is a pain in the ass sitting at such a high price, but to be fair, it's not really a 100% needed card. It does well either way, and that's one thing I like about this deck. It's like, it's so much diversity in what you can do, and that's why I put it at number 1, because it's really cheap, with Solitaires sitting about £4 each, and the rest of the deck can probably cost about £20 max. It's just really, really good, and it can go well with Crystal Wing and Clear Wing, but isn't 100% needed, and that's what I love about the deck. Anyway, that's it for the top 5 list, and coming at number 1 is the Shiranui Zombies. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment below, and subscribe for more and help the channel grow. Anyway, it's been your boy SB, and I'm signing out.